this. What about my club face? What was that? It was open, closed?
So I guess right this second we're trying to find out here.
Just hands, huh?
Hands ahead and then yes. About 8 degrees is ideal. 8 degrees. Alright, Jim, let's see if you're 8 degrees. It's a rental club. Bang, pick it up.
No. I'll tell you this. You don't even want to get in the store.
Nice, you hit it at the ball.
Like a model student.
Alright, so now do a few slow motions. Let's see where your hands are after you hit it. Nope, behind.
Were they behind?
Yeah.
Really?
Ready. Slow.
They couldn't have been behind.
Slow again. Try to stop before you hit it. Try to stop before you hit the.
Probably more than that. Wow, that's interesting. Can't be that. Wow. Seriously, let me hit. Can I hit one? That was that much? Wow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's hard.
Jeremy.
Boy, that's something to work on.
Yeah.
My God. I had no idea.
Next time you go out after working on this, you'll hit these clubs so much further.
I'm already, I've already added different clubs too.
When you're in trouble.
God.
So that goes all the way back to
The beginning. Yeah.
What about your head though?
Head should stay over the wall the whole time. Okay. Better.
Jeez. Like we got some work.
Hearing this,
We got some serious work.
is going to cure your fat and thin. That's your directional thing. I wouldn't be worried
God.
Did you?
because that's going to help with practice.
You're already
I'd have to go out
This
and
is your
do
You
that.
got issues short or long, fat or thin. This kind of stuff. Divot. What ranges do you guys go practice at? Grass ranges and mat ranges?
Very rarely grass.
So here's the drill that you do to practice. I don't have one of these at home. I'm sure you don't either.
I just use our food dog. Or whatever they call it. What do they call that thing that sits at the bottom of your couch? Ottoman.
Yeah.
I just use our ottoman.
I'd say take a tee or a key, and when you're in range, easy. The grass is obviously a lot easier. You're gonna make a line. Set that ball on that line.
Put it in the middle of your stance.
However you're hitting. Do you put yours in the middle?
Yeah.
But I have a 6 iron. Did I put it in the middle?
Well, I don't change that.
You're fine. You keep that one. So when I practice, right? I'm gonna try to find out. I'm gonna have my divot in front of that line. If your divot's behind that line, or even starting here and ending there, you're not as far as you need to be. Your divot should always be
After the line.
after the line. Man, you're good.
Well, you see enough of this stuff.
Yeah.
You're right. I just don't practice.
Yeah. It's hard,
I'm
but
still trying to get over that mind-boggling fact about the degrees.
Well, the only way you're going to
I mean,
get it ahead of
we're
the
even
line
close
is to
to
have
it.
a
yeah, yeah. So here's the backstory. Here's why I bring up the Bobby Clampett thing after this drill. So he went around and did the study, right? College players, amateurs, hacks. So he did the study with handicap versus where they're different. So it directly correlated 100%. So he had, you can look in his book, it's very cool. So 20 handicappers and higher, the bottom of their swing, so behind the ball, 4 inches, right? 15 handicaps, 3 inches, 10, 2 inches, 5s, 1 inch. Scratch golfers and everybody else was ahead. Yeah, so the bet, there's no good player besides like those Bobby and Steve Stricker. I mean, you might see a few with different shots, but rarely will you see that. Everybody hits down on it because it's the only way to hit the sweet spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Advice I had.
Really? You've never heard that?
Well, I know you're supposed to hit down on the ball, but I've never heard it put in that where you could actually realize what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're supposed to take your divot afterwards, but how do you get there?
Well,
And I think you've explained to me how you get there.
Yeah, well, good. I think the thing that always helped me, and I missed getting lessons and stuff was the kind of stuff on why, because I was always the kid in class like, well, you just have to, do this and do that, and then you get this, and that doesn't really work for me. You got to tell me.
understand why.
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't work in golf.
Well, because I can tell you this now, and you're gonna go find your own way to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, I think, how the only way in golf you can really understand something. Because if I was to sit here and tell you, well, just even today, I've told you 15 things that you might have thought were great, right? But tomorrow, when you go practice, what you remember is the stuff that it works for you and you understand it. So by telling you all these swing things, it doesn't help because you're not going to remember that stuff.
Right.
But the stuff that makes sense to you, you'll remember.
That
So
resonates pretty strongly with this whole, the fact that we're basically making contact with the club is probably a decision.
yeah,
Versus this one. You want us to this one.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll start seeing yourself hitting
And I
much
know
further.
that makes, and I always wonder why I don't hit the ball as far as all these other guys.
Yeah. So is there any questions? I mean, I know you guys.
Taking this
Yeah. Oh no, you use that right there, right?
Yeah,
You can.
find
It's
out
not
what your
ideal.
club is. How about taking
Good question. So, if you do all 3 of these things, in a perfect world, let's pretend we're at Augusta. No, team, we're okay. So we would be practicing. We're practicing on a straight shot. Okay, I'm gonna practice. I should have my divot ahead of the ball. The club face should be straight. My divot should be straight at the target. Right? That was if you hit a perfect shot, dead straight. Right? If I was to, so let's say I'm practicing this, right? And I go to my old swing, and I kind of cross it. Where's my divot going to be? It's going to be going straight that way, right? So you can learn a lot from your divots, and you'll see a lot of the pros. They'll hit a shot, they'll look straight down at their divot.
See which way.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I do that a lot because it's the only thing that really tells what's going on.
I don't even take it.
Not yet.
So, yeah. But I'm very interested in how.
So what you'll see is if you don't have a lot of club speed, is you'll see the ball go a lot lower. And sometimes that's an issue because guys that are looking for the distance, if, like for instance, you guys might not have as fast a swing speed as Jeremy, so he's going to be able to hit that 7 iron, and it's going to kind of go a little higher. So what you might see is if you hit a perfect shot, it feels great, you took a huge divot, it might be low, you know, so you'll have to get used to that, but you'll be so consistent with it, and it'll feel good, it'll go further.
It's still the way to go. Right?
It's still the way to go.
The hitting lawn is still the way to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I wish we had a grass range, and I'd love you guys to head out there. Next week we'll go out next time we'll go out on the course.
So is it same with driving?
That's a good question. So
That's another lesson.
that is another lesson, but it's easy to touch on right now because it's hot and on the top. Because you see all the drivers now that are 12 degrees,
Yeah.
right? So if I have an 8-degree driver and I hit down on it 8 degrees, well, it's gonna go straight into the ground, right?
Right.
So all the pros and everybody has two different swings. You have a driver swing where you kind of hit up on it a little bit, and then you got your iron swing where you hit down. So nowadays technology's so good that why do we have that? So Phil Mickelson a year ago at the Arizona, 2 years ago at the Phoenix Waste Management, he asked Callaway to build him a 13-degree driver. And so he's like, that's what he said in the interview. He's like, I don't know why I have two different swings, and we have all this technology. So they built him one, and sure enough, he shoots 59 or whatever, or missed the putt for 59, and the whole world goes crazy. So of course, TaylorMade sneaks into the back of the factory and builds all these drivers that are 12 degrees, and said they came up with it. Right, locked up and get left behind all these things, but it is I can't argue with your drivers now unless you have a slider. It is a different swing. You got to hit up on it a little bit. Yeah. So what's that do? I mean, you do have to.
Well, I have to be careful because I can really push the ball and slice the ball.
Oh, you have a slider, right?
Well,
what do you have?
You can adjust it.
What degree though?
Oh yeah, you have a slider. There you go.
You can adjust it.
See, I don't have that.
It's a knockoff.
No, I'm kidding.
It's straight out of the TaylorMade trap.
Oh, really?
To give you.
No, that's it's probably a 9.5. But
I think it's a 9.5.
yeah. So
That's fine.
With the thing, I mean, it's all technology nowadays.
So it's basically emulating the same swing.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to
Still
argue.
ahead.
Yeah. So what happens with the longer club, you go to the 4-iron, your hands are going to be slightly less ahead because the ball position's forward. So for you, it won't be. Your hands will always be the same amount ahead because you don't adjust your ball position.
Is there a little flatter angle? Or
Swing
Yeah.
path? No,
No.
it should be the same swing. I mean,
just
ideally,
further away.
you're just further away from the. Well, I guess it would be a ½ inch flatter each club.
Okay.
But that's a club fitting.
Yeah.
You could
Now,
go into
is there
days
any
of that.
physical, being the young guy that I am, is there any physical problem with me taking the divot as
No.
far as harming my body?
Not unless you're playing in Texas.
So when you hit the ball, you take your divot. It doesn't. I mean, if you don't take a divot, you miss
I've
it.
hit it out of
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're to the point where every shot is a divot.
Yeah.
Except your
My 3-iron
your
off the
fairway
tee,
club and
fairway off the tee, sometimes a divot, kind of right in the middle. I'll definitely
Really?
take some grass.
What about a fairway club on the fairway?
Yeah.
Divot.
Grass will fly up. You know
So you hit down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're bound, baby.
Hey. All right, boys. Any questions?
No, I want to try some swing.
Hey, thanks for coming, Mike.
You said a couple things to me today that I thought was really great. Was the hold on as long as you can. Yeah, the hold on as long as you can thing.
What was that, Jim? I missed
Well,
that.
hold on as long as you can. I didn't open up too soon. I've always known that. He brought that back up. instead of coming in and swiping across the ball, okay, opening up, Brutal Sue opening up.